Hey, welcome to Waking Up to Win.
I'm Annie.
And I'm Chad.
And this is your space for real estate motivation, mindset, and the kind of coaching that pushes you from stuck to a top producer.
We are all about helping agents work on their business, not just run ragged in it.
And we believe there is more than enough room at the top for everyone to win.
Let's dive in.
Hey, Chad.
Hi.
How are you? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call out your sniffle.
You're funny. It's okay.
Okay.
It doesn't bother me when you call things out. It would have never even hey, you would have been feeling about that all day. I wouldn't have remembered it happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have had a cold. Not really, like I said, not for real a cold, but always this time of year. Mold. Oh. It's the mold. Things get wet and then they get cold and then they get warm really fast. And then that mold just jumps up in the air and I breathe it in and my face is like, no, we don't like mold. And
does your face hurt?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Used to say that in high school. And I know. It's killing me.
Good one. See, today's going to be Beat Chad with a Stick Day on the podcast.
It's not. Today is going to be, I have no friends my age to reference things. I messaged you and Erin. Erin got her phone back, and I said, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. And Erin thought the girl at AT&T's name was Virginia.
Is that the truth, Erin? Why? Yeah.
It's really sad.
I mean, your references are kind of starting to get a little old. I'm not going to lie.
I can always throw a friend's one in there. You always catch those.
I will always catch those, but that's even dating yourself nowadays. You realize that was 30 years ago.
Well, maybe it's just time for me to ride off into the sunset like
Aaron
Shane. Do you know who Shane is?
Aaron thinks of Friends as the same way I do as like the Golden Girls or...
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I know. We went to a 90s party this weekend and people were like dressed like Friends. And I'm like... I still watch it. So to me, it's like 2025.
Yeah. Well, lucky for you. You don't have to be young to sell houses. So there's that.
Okay. And Chad drew first blood.
I got to bring this back to real estate somehow.
All right.
That's what they call a segue.
Oh, got it. And if you have to explain it in the biz. Oh, dear Lord. This is I was going to say last episode of the year. I'm just going to call out the elephant in the room.
Okay.
We're filming this 2 days before Christmas, and that's why I have on my Santa pants. But I was informed today it's going to air January, and I'm going to look ridiculous. Okay, there we go.
It's all right. You look like the cutest little Christmas grandma I've ever seen in my life.
I am a Christmas grandma.
I know, and you are rocking it.
Thanks.
I love it. I really do.
Red boots, in case somebody couldn't see them.
Pick us up after all this beating down we've been doing so far.
So let's jump into our motivational quote. Are you ready? It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Are you listening?
No, I'm not. I'm thinking about how this podcast is always like an educational series and never just a conversation. Let's jump in, shall we? Cheer us up with your inspiration today, Annie.
What is meant for you will never miss you. And what misses you was never meant for you.
Yet. I don't know why I just felt like putting yet on the end of that. Sometimes things miss me and then they come back around and get me later.
Well, that sounds like something bad's coming back around and getting you later.
It might not be bad. It could be a promotion or you get passed up for a promotion and then you get the next one. Or it could
be because it wasn't meant for you.
Right. Or I could have a winning scratcher ticket and then lose it and find it again.
If that's a stretch. So the reason I chose this quote was because I heard the Garth Brooks songs today, Unanswered Prayers. I know you and Aaron probably have no idea about that song. You know that song? Sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. So the reason I picked that was we had 2 deals closed this week, and both of our clients had unanswered prayers because they had deals that they were devastated they didn't get or that fell apart. And then later come to find out they found the house of their dreams. So
I see.
What is meant for you will never miss you, and what misses you was never meant for you.
There you go. You heard it here first. I love it. So tell me about these two.
Yeah. So our first clients had to sell a house, and we had a listing in Moscow Mills, and our client who was selling a house wanted to buy that house really bad. But our Moscow Mills seller didn't want to take a contingent offer. So we couldn't sell their house fast enough, and that house was gone. And she was devastated because it was her perfect house. She knew it. Nothing else would come along. And they ended up building a house that didn't take long. And now it's her dream house, perfect house. And she got to pick every little detail. And she made that comment at closing that how it worked out and how I always tell people that
That's true.
it's
It
not your
always does.
house.
She left it at a 5-star review on Google,
5-star
too.
review. Thanks, Amy. Yeah. So, and then the other one was Dawn was working with a buyer that we had, and he found his perfect house and tried everything to keep the deal alive. But it had a bad roof, a bad septic, and it was just one money pit after another. And he kept going back and forth. We finally released. They wouldn't budge. 2 weeks later, that house is still on the market. He revisits it because he can't let it go, and then finally decides just to let it go. And 2 weeks later, the house of his dreams showed up, and he closed Friday and pretty much cried at closing that.
Aww.
Couldn't believe that if he would have bought that first house, he would have never known this house existed.
That's good. I told that client when we were going through that inspection notice that exact same thing in different words, but
Yeah.
same thing, yeah.
But people get so much anxiety.
Well, he was so anxious about it. I want to keep it together. I want to keep it together. And I'm like, okay, well, doesn't sound to me like you want to keep it together. I'm just telling you, like, I'm being real.
Right.
Right? Like, you're not saying that's no big deal, or I'll deal with that, or I can fix that later. Like, it's no big deal. Everything's a big deal. It doesn't sound like you want it.
Yeah. I always tell clients, I always say, are you settling? I have clients rate every house, 1 to 10. And sometimes they'll say, well, that one's a 6. And then later they're like, well, I guess I'm going to make an offer on that one. And I'm like, well, you rated it a 6. I go, so on a scale of 1 to 10, is 6 like you're super excited, or are you settling? And like, well, I'm kind of settling. And I'm like, well, and then I usually point to their spouse. And I'm like, would you settle on that big of a decision? Are you going to settle on the Chad? Are you going to settle on?
I mean, we're batting 3 for 3 in this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, husbands. I'm only kidding.
But yeah, don't settle. Even with the house, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I was like, and I always say that. We've never not found a buyer or a house.
True.
We will find your house.
God wanted us to find him a house. What else happened this week?
Yeah.
Popeyes. I know people were working on Popeyes last week. I may have a good story about Popeyes.
Did I? I think I feel like I already shared mine.
Well, I shared your ideas, but I didn't know if anything came to fruition when we did them.
So listen, I bought 10 boxes of fruit, and I made fruit baskets. I bought boxes like cases.
From the FHA
Yes.
fundraiser?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And so we made baskets, and we made like 30 of these baskets and still had apples and oranges left over. So then I had to buy a orange juicer and an apple peeler. And so I'm still finishing it up because I have so many left over.
What are you going to do with those?
Well, the orange juice I'm going to drink, and the apples I'm going to make homemade applesauce. And by me, I mean my mother-in-law who lives with me. She
aware.
juiced the oranges, and she's making me applesauce. But they were a big hit with my neighbors.
I'm sure they were.
So.
They were cool. They had a lot of fruit in them. I never had homemade orange juice or applesauce for that matter. I don't really like applesauce.
It's kind of more like just chunky apples with some cinnamon.
Well, that wouldn't bother me. So the thing I don't like about applesauce is the
mushy.
texture of it.
No, it's not like that. It's not like Musselman's.
Musselman's?
Applesauce? Isn't that a brand of applesauce?
That's funny. No, I've never heard of Musselman's.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a major brand of applesauce.
Well, it probably is. I don't eat applesauce, so there's that.
Yeah.
The only applesauce I ever ate came in these little bitty cups with a tin foil on it. You know what I'm talking about? Is that brand?
Yeah, probably. I don't know if there's another brand.
I was like 6.
Yeah, Mott's. Mott's makes applesauce too.
No, okay, now that's the one that I've eaten.
Okay.
It comes in a plastic jug with a white screw cap on it that looks like a barrel.
For $1.99 at the Walmart.
Probably. I've never bought it myself.
I'll bring you some homemade applesauce.
The last time I saw
juice.
it was probably circa 1992.
Yeah.
What else happened this week? So yeah, I think everybody's just wrapping up their year. Like it's been, we don't have any, we have one more closing this year left. The girls closed 2 last week.
Yeah.
I know they're working on it though, but yeah, I think everybody's been wrapping up their business plan, getting ready for 2026.
Cleaning it up and getting ready to move
pop
forward.
buys out. I know a lot of them have done pop buys in the last couple of weeks. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
We've had a great year.
Yeah, we have.
What is going on in real estate? What are the headlines this week, Aaron?
With Google's testing of direct home for sale listings, it has made Zillow stock plunge.
Yeah, they really are like I'm interested. I don't know that I want Zillow to go out of business though. That's what I keep thinking. Like
No, but it's great to have somebody in there kicking them around a little bit.
Well, I mean, the homes.com has been competing with them for a while now, but
Google's a little bit feels a little bit more powerful jumping in.
They do. I got Gemini on my Google Homes the other day. They finally released it. So now when I talk to my Google Home, because you have the whatever, and
Yeah.
it's like a real conversation now, and not just like you have to say these specific phrases. It can like understand you when you talk to it. So like if I tell it, hey, I want to I want all the lights in the living room and the thermostat sets, like you can give it multiple commands at once and have like it's a real person. It's an assistant in my house. I love it.
Is it going to become your new bestie?
Mm-hmm. Already is.
Doesn't argue with you?
It argues with me all the time.
Does it correct you?
No, but it does argue with me.
It does?
Yeah. It's not mean to me, though, and it factually argues. There's no emotion involved, which is a great argument for me.
So it's debating. It's not arguing.
Debating.
Or it's clarifying.
I don't like to argue, actually, which is funny because a lot of people do that, but I do like to debate. People think I like to argue because I have a tendency to invoke emotions in others unintentionally. Oh, fuck off.
Is that your new thing for 2026? You're not going to argue with me?
I haven't argued with you for years.
Can we fact check that? I'm pretty sure we have footage.
I don't think that letting you know you're incorrect about something you said is arguing, just for the record.
Well, then how is Jim and I arguing with you? If you're not arguing with me, how is Jim and I arguing with you?
It's not. I told you that.
Oh.
It's debating me. That's the whole point.
I'm pretty sure I said it was debating you. You said it was arguing with you.
Well, I agree, but you call that arguing sometimes.
Oh.
I don't think that Google is doing, that's what I was looking at on my phone. I don't think that they're doing their own listing platform though.
Mm.
So they're partnering with companies that are not Zillow to feature specific listings in areas when they're searched for in the search results. So it's not like they're coming out with
A direct product.
Yeah. Now, if you can go to Google and you can type into Google, hey, I want to live here and with this many bedrooms and find me a 4-bedroom house or whatever, and it shows the listings. Zillow wants its listings shown in the search results, and Google's got a paid partnership with 3 other companies that are all MLS fed. So
Then they don't need them.
no.
What else?
All cash dominance. High rates continue to favor wealthy buyers. Roughly 1/3 of all home purchases in 2025 were made in cash, a trend driven by repeat buyers using their significant home equity.
Isn't that crazy? A third, 33%.
I don't know. I was trying to go back in my head to think how many cash buyers we've had this year, and we've had several.
We have to qualify cash too, because just because we say cash doesn't mean you walked in the title company with cash.
Well, I don't think anybody walked into the title company with cash. Pretty
No.
sure that's illegal.
Probably somebody did. I don't know that it's illegal, but
I don't think they're going to take it.
they're not going to take it. That's going to change next year.
Yeah, you going to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we can, for sure. FinCEN is instituting their residential real estate regulations next year. So FinCEN, for anybody that doesn't know, is the Financial crimes enforcement network. And their whole job is to stop money laundering and feeding terrorism and stuff like
Right.
that. And the big push for this is the cartel from Mexico is currently purchasing homes with cash from the drugs that they're selling, fentanyl and all of that stuff. And then when they sell the home, the money's clean.
They're
So
laundering it.
They're laundering it, right. So because when you go to buy a home with cash, nobody asks where you got the money from,
No, right.
right? You try to take a loan that's backed by Fannie, Freddie,
They need to know where your down
VA,
payment and
FHA,
everything came
USDA, all of those types of loans. Any conventional financing, they want to source the money.
Right.
Most unconventional financing also gets sourced because even if you're taking an unconventional loan, like a physician's loan or a jumbo loan or something like that, you are usually doing that through a bank, and that bank is going to source the money to make sure it's not going to disappear. You're not just going to pay the loan off, right? They want you to keep the loan. So hard money lenders, those types of things are not. So starting on March 31st, and this is based on the closing date, not the contract date. So starting on March 31st, if you close a residential transaction with what they call non-AML certified, so that's an anti-money laundering policy. So there's requirements for lenders that some of them have to have that, some of them don't. If the lender doesn't have an AML, then this reporting gets triggered if you're buying residential property in a disregarded entity. So
triggered by the title company.
it gets triggered by FinCEN. You have to fill out a questionnaire and basically source your money that you're using to pay for it. So if you're getting hard money lender that doesn't have an AML, then you're going to have to fill this questionnaire about the lender, about where the down payment came from. You're going to have to turn in bank account numbers.
Who's managing this process?
Right. The title company.
Okay.
Yeah. The title company is managing the process. So, but you're going to turn in bank account numbers, all of that kind of stuff to source the money. And again, disregarded entity and residential real estate. Those are the two triggers.
So a trust?
Trust is a disregarded entity.
LLC?
Yes. LLC.
It'll be interesting to see what.
Powers of attorney, like all of that kind of stuff.
So if you have cash and it's legitimate, you can still do it.
Absolutely.
It's just you're going to fill out a lot more
paperwork. The buyer's going to
paperwork.
fill out an 8-page questionnaire. Minimum might be 9. They haven't quite finished it yet.
Oh, I thought I read somewhere it was like 29 pages.
I think they've condensed it down to 8 or 9 for the buyer.
Yeah, so it's just going to be a little more paperwork.
And then the seller's got to fill out several pages also, 3 or 4. So of disclosures and, like I said, everything, bank account information, W-2s.
So it's not a bad
tax
thing.
Returns, depending on how the questions are answered.
It's not going to stop anybody doing this legally.
No, it's not. Problem with it is that it's not going to come up naturally in the process until after you're under contract. If you do have a buyer that's buying in a disregarded entity or something like that, they're going to get
and cash.
Question and non-AML funds.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be
Okay.
cash. Like that's what the commonality is. Everybody's saying it, calling it cash, but in all actuality, there's no cash involved in real estate ever anywhere. You can pay for nothing in the process of real estate in cash through a closing. You can pay for like inspections and crap like that on a credit card if you want to, but as far as closing the actual transaction of real estate, there is never cash involved.
You're just calling it physical cash, but
We're just calling it a
wire from one to another is cash.
It's not, but okay.
What is it?
Money, value, funds. I wouldn't call that
Yeah.
cash. Cash is the paper that you carry around, but that's just in my head.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
semantics, I think.
Non-AML money. So hard money lenders, if it's not your money too. So like gifts from parents. I know a lot of parents that are buying houses for their kids, paying cash, they're putting them in a trust, whatever. Those will be triggered for reporting requirements. And again, is if it closes after March 31st. And the title company will do the process, but the buyer and seller may not know it's coming and they're under contract at that point. So the realtors need to do a really good job of letting non-personal or entity, non-AML funded buyers know that this is coming, because the title closers are licensed by the state, and FinCEN says $500 if you don't, personal fine to the person sitting at the table closing. So not the company, it's personal.
Okay.
And then they can put them in jail for up to a year if they don't. So it's civil and
So it's going to be I's dotted and T's are going to get crossed.
Yeah, and they're fucking rigging serious about this shit.
Now, what about?
And that goes deep too. So like if you're sitting at the table and you maybe didn't disclose everything to the title company when they asked and you say it in front of the title closer, they're going to walk away. Like there's no way around it because they're not going to put themselves at that kind of liability.
What about equity in a house? So you have a seller that sells their house and they're going to buy the next house with the proceeds from that house. So technically, they're not taking out a loan. It's the cash or the money moves.
It's the buyer that triggers it.
Oh, the buyer. Well, they are the buyer. Then they're the buyer on the next house.
So they're using that money to pay for the entirety of the house.
Yes.
Are they buying it in their name or in a disregarded entity?
Disregarded entity.
Then yes, they would have to fill out that reporting. It's pretty tight. I mean, So we're adding language to our contract too, which is a big one for St. Louis area realtors. This wasn't covered in the contract previously because it's new, but we're adding language in there that if those reporting requirements are triggered for some reason through the transaction, that the buyer and seller both agree to fill out those forms. So there's not going to be an out because you didn't know you were going to have to give the title company this information, if that makes sense. And I think they're anticipating a lot of people battling because
It can't source it.
It's a lot. Well, it's just a lot of personal information and people get funny about that.
Yeah. I was kind of looking that up and it didn't seem like it was anything critical. It didn't seem like anything like
the bank account information and bank statements.
Yeah. I guess I've just never had a buyer, even our buyers that, show when they're buying cash now and they start showing us all these assets, they don't seem to ever mind doing that.
No, but they're also showing us and not the government.
Oh, true.
So like when you change the point of view, you're going to have that in the back of your mind. Like, I don't want to give the government all this information. I've heard people say it already and they're not, so telling your realtor who has to keep it confidential is one thing. Telling the government who's trying to see if you're doing illegal things is a whole nother animal. But yeah,
True.
I mean, the biggest opportunity or the biggest problem, and also I think that the biggest, hurdle that we're going to see with it is our older buyers who have trusts. They're not going to understand it.
Yeah.
And they're also the generation that doesn't want to tell the government typically what's going on. Like they want to keep to themselves.
Well, they could always take a loan and then.
I live by that.
Can you just take a loan and then pay it off?
If you tell the title company that that's your intent, they will require you to fill it out. So the title closer has to judge intent. If they have any reason to believe,
I just see all kinds of loopholes
that the house is going to be in a trust or an LLC. Yeah. So to your point earlier, was to stop the criminals. So if I'm a title closer and somebody comes in and the contract's in their personal name, they're closing in their personal name, but they tell me that they're going to quit claim it to their LLC within the next 10 years, they have to report. So that closing
But
will
you have
stop.
to be able to prove that.
They have to say it.
Yeah. And you have to, are they going to record all closings now?
Well, here's the problem is FinCEN, no, but I would imagine that FinCEN will be tracking deeds. And so when you have property in your personal name, quitclaim deed after the fact into an LLC, I'm sure FinCEN's going to flag that. And then they're going to go to the title closer and say, hey, this guy bought this and then 2 weeks later it was moved into his LLC. Why didn't you report this transaction? They're going to have to say to them.
Is there a time frame?
I think it's 5 years.
Because I'm thinking like a criminal now. And I'm thinking they don't care. I mean, they're smuggling drugs and smuggling humans. So it would be super easy to find somebody that is a citizen of the United States and say, hey, I'm going to give you this cash. You're going to go buy this house. I mean, I don't know. I just see a lot of loopholes for that. It's going to be a lot more work on people who are legitimately doing this.
I don't think that's a loophole. Like you're not. So first of all,
if you're saying you're doing this to stop money laundering and illegal activity.
Right. Through residential real estate specifically. But I don't think that anybody's going to give, I don't think that would happen. So you're going to give, even a criminal, I know they're stupid, but you're going to give $300,000 in cash to some random person you don't really know to buy a house and hope you get the house back. I don't think they're going to do that.
I do. Especially if you met the cartel. Because if you don't give me my house back, I won't kill you.
I guess. I don't know. I think there's probably easier ways for them to
launder their money.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see how it plays out.
We will. Hopefully it'll stop some of it. I don't think it's going to stop all of it. So, but nothing ever stops everything. So
just makes it harder on the people who are already playing by the rules.
Sometimes that's one outcome. Yes.
That's why we have 1 million papers we sign at closings already. Just interesting.
Another one. So
what else? Anything else popping in the headlines?
Last one. Refinance surge. Applications for refinances have jumped over 125% compared to last year as homeowners who bought during the 7% peak seized the opportunity to lock in rates near 6%.
Yeah, I guess you got tired of waiting. Everybody was waiting for those 5s.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That is crazy to think that there's people out there that have won those high 7s. I guess 7s. It is time, yeah. We had some.
Mine's in the 7s, but I'm not going to refinance it for 1 point. But yeah, that doesn't make sense. Because they are down. I don't think they're going to go. I don't know. Who knows? This economy is so nuts. So right now it's like, whoa. But yeah, if you got a high interest rate and you need a lender, look us up. We got one that does refinance. So
we do.
Or call your realtor if you're a client. Although probably not watching this. It's also a great reach out opportunity for realtors, especially if your loan officer isn't doing it.
Or lenders.
Yep, right. It's a great reach out for lenders too. But I'm just saying for realtors, it's a good conversation topic. Yeah. If you knew what your client's interest rate was and track that, you can kind of help the loan officer. And it's just a touch point for you as well.
Yeah.
Good news this week. What the floop?
What the floop?
What the floop?
I hope it's a good one.
Okay, so this is a text message conversation between a realtor and his client. And the client said, hey, quick question. Who do we talk about getting our mortgage reduced? Agent says, I'm not sure what you mean. Client says, so we bought the house for $550,000, but Zillow now says it's worth only $475,000. How do we get the extra $25,000 back?
That's not true.
What if it is? I kind of believe there are people out there that would think that. How would you have that conversation? What would you say to that person?
I don't think any of my clients would ever say that.
They really thought they were going to get.
How do we go about getting that back? It's reminding me of something that I'm not going to talk about, but
why?
Because. But it would be like
we can cut it out if we don't want to talk about it.
It would be. I'm not.
Just do it.
No.
Yes.
So this would be like if you bought a house and then 2 weeks later Zillow says it's worth $100,000 more. Are you going to call the bank and say, "Whoa, I owe you more money"? That's what I would say to my client. Not nicer than that, but
I'd say it just like that.
It made me think of a tax. It made me think of a tax thing.
My ad, comma, you dumbass on the end of the sentence. I believe it. I believe it could happen.
You paid what you paid.
I think that people are that dense, though, like some people.
Not
the majority of people.
I don't even think Walmart or airlines, nobody does it I bought an airline ticket and the next day they lowered the price. I didn't get to call them and get the lower price.
No, you got lucky.
No, I did. I'm saying the opposite way.
We know what you meant.
No, somebody was just telling me the story. They were ordering something and it got cheaper before it got delivered and they would not give them the lower price. So they had to cancel their order and reorder it. Like, so I think it was like a box, a Christmas present.
I do laugh at that, like, because you can do a return if it's been recent or whatever, and buy it and whatever, and.
But they don't make that easy, and that's a small purchase.
They don't, because they want to make. They paid a higher price for it, not the lower price for it when they bought it. But that's why prices don't ever go down either, which is what that's making me think of is all the people out there going, I'm waiting for prices to come down.
Yeah,
they're gonna come down. No, they're not.
No. And when they do,
it is not how it works. Once the price goes up, it's up. Like, I think that about like lumber and bread and eggs and all of it. Like, everybody's like, it'll be okay when the prices come back down. I'm like,
eggs are down.
Not much.
Gas comes down.
Not much.
Well, sure it does.
It doesn't ever. I mean, I'm talking over time too. So like, from Monday to Friday, it might go down a few cents.
No, I'm talking about, I mean,
whatever,
I remember when we were paying, $5 a gallon for gas. Don't pay that anymore.
No, and that was a very temporary thing. But I also remember when I first started driving, gas was $1 in teens a gallon.
$1.03.
Yeah. It has never been that low again, and it's never going to be that low again. That's my point.
That's because Chad's really old.
I mean,
I remember
look at the price.
When people pumped your gas for you, washed your windows, and it was like 70 cents.
Just talk about, yes. And then like the cost of housing. Like nothing ever comes back down. You're talking about, I mean, in the 60s.
Some things come down. I'm going to have to disagree with you.
$8,000.
As technology gets better, things come down.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Things that retain value don't get cheaper.
Okay, well, then you can say that. I'll accept that.
Okay. If all of a sudden living in a house.
My first cell phone cost more than cell phones cost now.
Right. Exactly, because they're less valuable now.
But yeah.
Because there's more in the market. But yeah. I don't know. It reminds me of those people that say, I want to wait for prices to come down to buy. I'm like, it's not. But
the answer to that text is, what'd you say? Dumbass?
Yeah. I don't know.
That wasn't very nice.
If
I would not
Zillow
reply
said
like that
your house cost $50,000 more than you paid for it, would you call the bank and pay them $50,000?
Or you should call Zillow and see if they'll help you.
They have a whole team right now. They're on a PR.
They have lenders.
Yeah. It's just all encompassing.
Oh.
You have an AI agent.
There you go.
Roll with it.
And now you know.
Is that the end of the episode?
That's a wrap.
Oh. Actually, it's a wrap on this episode, but it's a great start to 2026. Happy New Year, people. All right, that's a wrap on another week of chaos, closings, and questionable decisions.
If this episode made you laugh, think, or text your real estate bestie like, girl, this is us, do us a favor.
Hit that subscribe button, leave a quick review, follow us on socials, or send us your own unhinged real estate stories. Seriously, we want to share them.
And hey, don't just survive this week. Get out there and build your business.
You've got everything it takes.
We'll be back next week with more chaos and more clarity.
Until then,
keep waking up to win.